everybody, it's Sunday. I'm over at Mopar Jeff 604. He's over here with his son Tyler. They're doing race car stuff over there. But I came over because we're gonna do some mocking up on the Belvedere. I told you we're coming over here for phase 2 engine plate. This is a 440 block of Jeff's. Got the cast iron heads on it right now. Brought in some blower stuff that we're gonna mock up. So these are the front bars we're gonna install on the car. We didn't do the full cage on this one, even though I accidentally bought those. I didn't do the bars that go up here and then the front bar that goes across the top there. So these front bars are gonna mount to the firewall and then come forward and then mount here.
And then the other problem is you didn't have a transmission cross member either, so how do you set a motor without it?
So that's the unicorn. So I always said that, like, when I bought my 70 Cornet, I didn't want to have another unicorn because that car, everything on it was 1 year only. Well, it turns out the 62, 63s are just enough different where the transmissions for the push button required a different transmission cross member than the other B bodies. Otherwise, me and Jeff would have had some between the two of us. But
I got a 67 that don't fit at all.
Yeah. So I had to get a hold of Tom Hoffman, and he actually had one. I got to get this back to him. It still has a different mount. This one, the ones that come have a plate that's more like that for the later 727 transmissions, where this one goes like this for the older ones.
And then you got
so I got to wind up getting a transmission cross member in the proper mount.
Before I can go any farther is a bad part.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of going to sit there until I get the mounts, because you got to, of course, I set everything off the transmission cross member. You bolt it in, that's where it belongs, and I can set the motor side to side. And, you know, obviously put a little tilt on it, but with a blower setup, I'm going to set this one kind of up the same way I do with the race cars. I'm not going to put as much tilt on the motor, so the blower ain't sitting tipped up in the front. So we'll see how it works. We'll see what's the best looking.
This is the actual intake I'm going to use. Rooster's Restorations. He was a super nice guy. He's given me this blower case that we're going to use to mock up. But the problem with that is this one is a little bit different on the bolt pattern. Gary's building a GM style blower for my car. So this isn't going to match up to the intake manifold as good.
What's that? Over on the deck.
What do you mean it don't match up?
So the bolt holes don't match up.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do?
You had it on backwards. This is the front, that's the back.
All right. So then I just had it on backwards. But I think when I had the pictures of the other blower case on there, this was all kind of flush. So there was a little bit of a design difference, I think. This is the fun part. Gets a guy a little bit motivated.
The motor itself ain't gonna be out of the hood very much.
No. They make spacers, but I don't really want to do the spacer.
And it's gonna be up in there. Well,
And I do kind of plan on running the car without a hood.
the hood's probably gonna be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a big arc to it, but you know, so maybe the top of this is gonna be the top of the hood.
Yeah.
So.
And I kind of want to do, I like that scallop that Gary put on the Henry J that kind of ramps up like this. And then it has like a bit of a cowl back here behind the blower. And it's just about like this high compared to the blower to go toward like the windshield.
Don't get me wrong, I think I'd put a 2-inch spacer.
You would do it?
Yeah, it's a little low. It's a little low. You know, and I'm talking under the blower.
Yeah. They make a 2 and a 4 inch.
Well, you can put the spacers under the carburetor, get the carbs up higher, but I think that'd look kind of dumb. I think it'd look better with the blower sticking up a little higher. Because you're barely going to have that belt sticking out the hood.
Which in a way is kind of cool.
And don't get me wrong, that motor's not 100% where it's going to be anyways. I mean, it's probably going to come up with maybe an inch yet. But it still looks kind of cool.
Yeah. Definitely motivational.
That's why I kind of wanted that blower from him, because I'm assuming he's got the plates.
I'll grab it tomorrow maybe.
Well, he'll have
so
the
we
plates and the snout on it?
It's not even got the back plate on it.
Well, I'm just saying, just see if he's got them though, so we can use them for mock-up.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's got to have internals in it, just let's have the
Yeah.
plates. And the snout would be nice, if you had a snout that were, you know, close to what you're gonna use. And then make sure you bring the bottom of that.
Yeah. And I'll grab that other carburetor too.
Well, you're going up probably, you're gonna at least have to put 1-inch spacers under each carburetors.
Yeah.
The clearance for the throttles.
Yeah.
So that'll bring the carbs up more. And then the motor, I'll guarantee is coming up at least a solid inch yet.
So I'll probably do at least 2 inches taller, and then if I did the 2-inch spacer on the
Bring
blower.
the blower up a little higher. That's kind of up to you though. I just need to know where everything is for cutting a hole in the hood. Because if you change it afterwards, the hood might not fit right.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck to cut on a hood after it's freshly painted.
This side looks like the fender well header's got plenty of
Well, the
room.
motor's sitting that way a little bit. So. I mean, you can kind of tell right here. We got a 1/2 inch here, but the motor's going to come up. So it's probably going to come up and come this way, maybe 1/8 of an inch yet. It's pretty close. It's just sitting on the steering right now.
Yeah. We'll have to cut holes here. You know, this car's got the subframe connectors and, you know, the roll bar, and we'll do some other bracing in here. But I'm pretty sure we're going to wind up having to kind of maybe remove the torque boxes in order to make those fit. So there might be some figuring out there.
It's pretty close. But you got to understand, them Willow headers go up.
Yeah, I was
So
looking at those.
they're going to come out of here, and this one goes, and then they go up here. So they'll go through up here above the steering.
Yeah.
So it just depends. And this car is 2 inches wider, frame rail to frame rail, in an A body. So it just depends.
And when I was looking at those headers, one of the reasons I was going to call you that one day was because it looks like one header's shorter than the other because of the offset from the factory.
Yeah,
the
these
engines.
ones aren't.
Those aren't.
Okay,
Okay.
bodies aren't. They sit pretty straight across.
Because the ones I was looking at, you could see a definite difference.
Yeah.
So those were the wrong headers.
Well, they're wrong headers for an A body.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the ones back there. I mean, they're.
Equal.
I think no, they're not equal. One with the what would it be? Maybe,
Yeah, that's because the way they had them on the picture.
Side one's probably an inch longer. You know, so if you put this up, I mean that's pretty close right there. The driver's side one's an inch longer, so they're even
Yeah.
when they come out. And them are the headers for the gray car. Big motor. Don't get me wrong, we ain't gonna know until I cut the holes.
And then
Then it's too late, and we'll just have to modify what you get.
yeah.
So that's why I said, I mean, if you're ready to buy headers, just buy the fucking things. We'll just modify them and make them fit. I just brought these down from, you know,
Yeah. Just get a quick look.
get an idea. And I had them off the car, so. Got them? Yep. Wiggling it.
You said it ain't going nowhere.
Well, if you wiggle it and the motor slides forward, it will.
I'm just seeing bucky.
Grab a couple at the top. They're just stopped.
So thanks to a new friend, Denny, I did wind up getting my bottom trim here for my car. And then this is that piece I was telling you that was hard for people to find. I did get one of those too. So now I have the complete chrome trim. Lucky that he had the other piece opposite of the one that I had. So I've got the side pillars, the corner pieces, I've got this top piece, the other corner piece, and then this is the long one that goes up against the dash. On eBay I picked up one of these and I got the speaker grill. The only thing I'm really missing for interior trim now is I need the dash pad. Figure out how that goes on there. This one has an aftermarket gauge bezel, and then that's where those side pillar trim pieces go. It's so awesome being able to access other cars that are similar to yours when you don't know where all the trim goes.